Declaration of votes. Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, I would like to do a communication while seated because it's a bit long. So, honorable members, Honorable Abbas requested for my indulgence for direction regards to the continuous bashing of the county assembly by Mr. Menese, the Daily Nation reporter, Mandela Biru, stating that the reporter often covers misleading information and portray negative image of the county assembly. Further, Hon Abbas said that Mr. Manase shared in social media a clip titled Abbas kicked out of the assembly. Before I give guidance on this issue, I want to make some important highlight on the media and concern raised by the Honorable Abbas because of the complicity of the matter. Honorable members, you are aware that media play a critical role in enlightening the public on the important issues, ensuring freedom of expression, keeping us informed on different perspectives in our lives. The media is also a critical ingredient in transmissions of society to enhance social economical development and promote democracy. Honorable members, Kenyan Constitution provide for freedom of media as per the provision of Article 34, 35, and 36 of Constitution of Kenya 2010. More so, our institution as an assembly is a public entity and is expected to be responsive and give feedback to its citizen as enshrined in Article 196(1)(b) of Constitution of Kenya, which states that assemblies are to facilitate public participation in legislation and other businesses in an open manner and hold their sittings and those of the committee in public. Honorable members, the Constitution of Kenya also demands for transparency and accountability of the public institution in undertaking its business, and that's why, as a responsible institution, our assembly has embraced the public participation in most of its undertaking and has severally placed adverts on the print media on matters that require public engagement. Our assembly also has active website to inform the public on our proceedings and has also initiated live transmissions on our proceedings, especially during public vetting and other important issues to ensure service for the common good of our people. We are doing all this to ensure check and balances of our transactions as assembly. Honorable members, I also severally stated in my earlier communications that this House is governed by rules and procedure. I have also highlighted that members of this House is expected to observe decorum and dignity and avoid actions that are demean and the honor of the House. Your conduct as a member within the chamber is regulated by standing orders and the Speaker's rules. Success of any effective legislature rests on its orderly functioning and the extent to which it adheres to the standard decorum for discharging its activities. Failure to uphold the discipline and decorum in the assembly will put honorable members in a wrong situation. Honorable members, media is important tool of communication, and quite often as an assembly we require their service. We also acknowledge the media for their positive reporting of our assembly, but sometimes we have witnessed also in a situation where media failed to live up to its expectation, covering unconfirmed reports. I have personally taken personal commitment even to demand for apology from media severally on your behalf on some misleading reports touching on your actions and you have undertaken in the precinct of the House. And that's why it is important that we must be vigilant of ourselves, especially now that media coverage has largely focused on the negative, on the sessional issues to trigger debate or reaction, and as such you need to avoid situation that makes you a victim of media propaganda. Honorable members, the issue shared by Honorable Abbas is no doubt a legitimate concern. However, I want to give the following direction on the issue that he raised. Whether the ward representative stayed away from Mashujaa Day celebration to protest the ward fund. Kenya's constitution provides for protection of freedom of press. Journalism too are expected to uphold the journalistic principle of accuracy, balance, fairness, accountability, objectivity in order to adhere to the fundamental code of conduct and global standard of journalism practice. After reading through the script of the story, I found it as after reading through the script of the story, I found it as a fair reporting and balance. Mr. Maneses contacted the House leadership, including the majority leader, on the clarification of the above matter. Our majority leader categorically stated that the House was on recess and each of the members are in their respective ward. Secondly, it is prerogative of a member to attend Mashujaa Day celebration anywhere in the country, county, or any part of the Kenya, including their respective wards. The issue of whether the ward representative stayed away from Mashujaa Day celebration as to protest the ward fund is baseless and untrue. However, it is important that media should conduct themselves in a professional and impartial manner to give a balanced, fair, and accurate reporting in order to uphold the professional standard in their reporting. On the recording of the clip of Honorable Abbas and sharing in social media, Honorable members, our standing order number 229 to state that county assembly or committee may exclude any person or media from may not include any person or media from sitting of the county assembly or of committee unless in the exceptional circumstance. The speaker has to determine whether there is any justification or reasons for exclusion. Honorable was suspended out of the House for not complying with dress code during the debate of the report of the Legal and Justice Affairs Committee on Punguza Mizigo Constitutional Amendment Bill 2019. This itself depicts the breach to cardinal principle outlined in our standing order and the Speaker's rule. Honorable members, we repeatedly resolved our mistakes not to we repeatedly revolved our mistake not to comply to simple procedure of our standing orders in the House, especially on dress code. However, while acknowledging the freedom of press, I find it that Honorable Abbas was subjected to unfair treatment. While Mr. Manese has rights to report the information on how Honorable Abbas was suspended from the House, the reporter breached the provision of our standing order number 22462 that states that no external media, assembly, or any other person may broadcast any proceeding of the assembly except as received from the broadcast feed provided by the County Assembly Broadcasting Unit or with the permission of the Speaker. Section 25(1) of the County Assembly Powers and Privilege Act 2017 also provide the same provision on the broadcasting procedure. Further, Section 25(3) County Assembly Powers and Privilege Act 2017 states that the right of access to information under Article 35 and the freedom of media under Article 34 of the Constitution shall be limited as specified under this section. A. For the purpose of facilitating the immunities of the House and the committees of the County Assembly. B. For facilitating the freedom of speech, debate as set out in Article 117 of the Constitution. If I may highlight on our standing order number 224 says, the powers and the privilege, the County Assembly powers 25, state a person shall not broadcast, televise, or otherwise transmit any electronic means the proceeding of the House or a committee of the County Assembly or any part of those proceedings except by order under the authority of the relevant Speaker or the chairperson of a committee of the County Assembly and in accordance with the standing orders and the condition and the direction determined by the Speaker. So that is section 25(1) of the County Assembly Powers and Privilege. So I find a clip on the YouTube with title on title, Mandera County Assembly kicks Abbas for putting on jeans, recorded by Mr. Manese, is contrary to standing order number 224, first schedule number 5, 6, 7, first schedule state number 5, state that the officers of the County Assembly Broadcasting Unit shall conduct themselves in a professional and impartial manner and give a balanced, fair, accurate account of the proceeding. That is number 5. Number 6 says external media. In these rules, external media assembly refers to a media assembly other than the County Assembly Broadcasting Unit, which state no external media County Assembly or any other person may broadcast any proceedings of the Assembly except and as received from the broadcast feed provided by the County Assembly Broadcasting Unit or with the permission of the Speaker. Number 7, further state, breach of broadcasting rules. Any person who fails to comply with these rules shall be liable to such a penalty as the Assembly may, on the recommendation of the County Assembly Broadcasting Committee, may consider appropriate. And then 7.2 state, the County Assembly Broadcasting Unit Committee shall develop a procedure for the enforcement of these rules. I think we don't have the County Assembly Broadcasting Committee, but in that case, we can use any other relevant committee. The County Assembly, I say section 567, which emphasizes on the protection of the dignity of the Assembly, the County Assembly, the external media, and the breach of broadcasting rules, as well as section 25.1, which we have already stated. To avoid such incident in future, I direct that 1, the press or media will be informed on the provision of our standing order pertaining to broadcast unit to ensure such incident will not happen again. 2, the Assembly will have an engagement with the House leadership on the formation of the County Assembly Broadcasting Committee unit so as to develop a procedure for enforcement of the breach of the broadcasting and enforce penalty which may be considered appropriate. 3, honorable members to uphold dignity and decorum in the House. Thank you. Yes, Honorable.